Welcome to the Surge CHIPS Explained video series. Today, we're going to be talking about the National Institute of Standards and Technology, or NIST, incentives for fabrication facilities, semiconductor materials, and equipment manufacturers through the CHIPS Act. First, I want to get some jargon out of the way, so I'm going to be using these terms throughout this video. NIST refers to the National Institute of Standards and Technology. That's a division of the U.S. Department of Commerce. NOFO stands for Notice of Funding Opportunity. That's basically what NIST uses to describe like an RFP or a request for proposals. They say NOFO. CHIPS will refer to the CHIPS and Science Act of 2022. So this NIST incentives program is what received most of the money that was appropriated through the CHIPS Act. So they got about 39 billion of the 52 billion that was appropriated. This program is intended to catalyze private investment. So they are going to be awarding incentives from this program either directly to a company or to an organization that's representing a consortium of companies that are eligible for the incentives. The solicitations or NOFOs have been posted and the money is just there until it's gone. So unlike other federal funding opportunities, there's not going to be annual solicitations or different funding rounds. It's just there and they're going to keep accepting applications and making awards until the money runs out. The types of companies that are eligible for this program to receive incentives are organized into 7 categories, and I am going to take a moment and go through these carefully. The first category is leading edge facilities, and this is facilities that are producing logic or memory chips that utilize the most advanced front-end fabrication processes and achieve the highest performance. So for logic chips, this means facilities that produce semiconductors at high volumes using extreme ultraviolet lithography. And for memory chips, this includes facilities that produce 3 NAND flash chips with 200 layers and above, or dynamic random access memory chips with a half pitch of 13 nanometers and below. Current generation facilities are making chips that are not leading edge. They're up to 28 nanometers and include logic, analog, radio frequency, or mixed signal devices. Mature node facilities are making chips that are of older generations, logic and analog chips that are not based on FinFET, post-FinFET transistor architectures, or any other sub-28 nanometer transistor architectures, discrete semiconductor devices like diodes or transistors, optoelectronics, optical semiconductors, and sensors. Group 4, this is back-end production. So this is facilities that are assembling, testing, and packaging semiconductors, including advanced packaging. Category 5 is wafer manufacturers. So these are the facilities that are actually producing the semiconductor wafers, and this includes silicon, silicon carbide, gallium nitride. Category 6 is facilities that make or produce semiconductor materials themselves. So this includes growth, extraction, materials used to make the semiconductor wafers, the chemicals, gases, raw and intermediate materials, or other consumables that are used in this process. They include some examples here. This is not a complete list, but some examples they gave are polysilicon, photoresist and ancillaries, sputter targets, other materials like hafnium or niobium that are used in quantum devices. And group 7 is equipment manufacturers. So facilities that are making equipment that is integral to the manufacturing of semiconductors or subsystems. So some examples they gave here, and again, this is not a complete list, but this is for people that are manufacturing deposition equipment, chemical vapor deposition, atomic layer deposition equipment, etching equipment, lithography equipment, wafer slicing, dicing equipment, wire bonding equipment, inspection and measuring equipment. This does include scanning electron microscopes, atomic force microscopes, wafer probes, and other types of metrology and inspection systems, ion implantation, and diffusion oxidation furnaces. So this is for manufacturers of those types of equipment. Here are the types of projects and eligible activities that you can request funding to support. Construction, expansion, or modernization of your facility. So if you want to either significantly enlarge your facility, increase the production capacity, like making a big capital investment, adding a new production line, something of that nature. If you want to upgrade your facility, like converting it to a new node or to another use, that is eligible. Site development, including infrastructure and stuff for eligible facilities. Support for workforce development activities for relevant facilities, and this could be through training or applied to construction workers or even childcare, and reasonable operating expenses that have to be approved by NIST. What is not eligible for this program is to relocate an existing facility or equipment to the US. So if you've got a manufacturing facility outside of the US and you just want to move your shop, that is not eligible for this. You can also not spend any of this money for facilities outside of the US. The whole point of this program is to reshore our domestic production capacity. This program can also not be used for stock buybacks or dividend payments, and you cannot charge the cost above what you actually incurred for the capital project. I'll quickly compare the two different NOFOs, or funding opportunities, that have been posted for this program. NOFO 1 will award up to 15% of a project's cost in direct funds, so that's grants or cooperative agreements, and the remaining up to a 35% of the project cost in loans and guarantees. That means that there is a 65% cost share left to the companies to figure out how to finance. And the ways that you can do this is through state and local incentives, incurring debt or private equity, and other types of financing. For NOFO 1, you have to submit a statement of interest at least 21 days before you submit the full proposal. Consortium applications are welcome, and multiple projects can be included in the same application. The types of companies that are eligible for NOFO 1 is our leading edge, current gen, and mature node fabrication facilities, the back-end production, testing, and packaging, the wafer manufacturers, and the materials or equipment manufacturers for projects that are over $300 million in size. NOFO 2, which was posted recently, will only award up to 10% in direct funds, and there are no loans or guarantees through NOFO 2. That means that there is a 90% cost share that is left up to the companies to finance through local incentives, debt, private equity, and so on. NOFO 2 has a project threshold size, so they will only fund projects that are at least $20 million or under $300 million. The application process is also different. For NOFO 2, each applicant will be required to submit a concept outline, which is like an overview of the project idea, and full proposals will be invited by NIST. So you can't just submit a proposal, you have to be invited to submit one based on your concept outline. And on NOFO 2, only one project per application is allowed. So if a company has 3 projects, you're submitting 3 applications. The only applicant entity types that are eligible for NOFO 2 are the materials and equipment manufacturers, and only for the project sizes between $20 million and $300 million. So if you fall under these eligibility criteria and you have a project you want to expand your business, Surge would like to connect you to the Arkansas Economic Development Commission to help provide support and potentially lead a consortium application under NOFO 1. AEDC staff will meet with each company individually to discuss your needs and potential project ideas. If you find a project that you want to move forward with, AEDC will work with the municipalities and other economic developers in your area to prepare a comprehensive incentives package that includes all the state and local incentives that we can come up with. If you accept this package, then AEDC and Surge will help prepare the application to NIST, and it'll be submitted and administered from AEDC with your additional incentives. If you're interested, please contact us at chipsact@arkansasedc.com. That's chipsact, CHIPSACT, at arkansasedc.com. Or scan the QR code on the screen and complete the short interest form, and someone will reach out to you. Thanks for watching. Learn more about our organization and other CHIPS opportunities at surgearkansas.org.